Hey gang, Joyce with Skipping Cats Farms here. Gonna do a bit of a video here on putting up the floating leg A brace or New Zealand brace from Timeless Fence Post. And if you haven't seen earlier videos, yeah, somebody drove through my fence and I had a self-made A-frame out of two T-posts bolted together, and then the leg was this 1.25 inch piece of fiberglass that I had in the ground, and it was actually still in the ground. The structure ripped out of it and actually shattered the end of the fiberglass. According to the deputy sheriff, it was a four-wheeler that came out of the driveway from over there. I'll let him do his investigation. But I got a hold of Mike with Timeless. He gave me the name of a local distributor who was awesome, was willing to meet me kind of halfway, where his wife did, and got the supplies. And then I realized I really didn't know what I was doing. And Mike with Timeless has taken time. And any of you who are kind of like me, who grew up in the city, there's my reel of high tensile, and didn't grow up in the country. There's so much that you don't know. The problem is you don't know what you don't know. And so, for example, with doing the A-brace, I'll try and keep this kind of short and sweet. Generally speaking, this distance is going to be the same as this distance, but for me it was a little bit longer. I tried to cut this fitting. You have to decide. You want, if this is 22 inches high, you want this to be at least 44 inches out, plus or minus. So that's what we did. As you can see, I cut it with a skill saw and didn't cut it vertically because it didn't have a decent table. And so it's kind of a little out of 90 this way. So it looks bad. But in talking with Mike and showing him what I actually ended up with, because see, it's good and flush over on this side, there's not a problem with that. So he just talked me through in terms of bolting it. One of the suggestions that he made, I was trying to clamp it with the clamp side to side, and he said, no, just clamp it top to bottom. And there we have it. So then the next thing I'm doing is I'm going to be putting together the high tensile wire. The high tensile wire is going to be going from this hole on the side, which is just above the cross piece, or the webbing as they call it in the H brace, and it's just behind. You can see the drill bit's still here, about 3 inches off the ground, and it's behind the webbing on this. So you can see the drill bit coming through. So that's what I'm going to be doing next, is making a yoke with that. And then I'm going to be, it's not what they typically recommend. I'm going to be using a daisy wheel. Why? Because I have one. They usually prefer that you use an inline strainer. But if I can save $10 or $12 and just use a daisy wheel that I already have, that's what I'm going to do. So, where is my daisy wheel? Is it in here? Gripple bag ripped open. Here's the gripples. The gripple's what you're going to do, connect the two ends together. But, well, which hole does it go into? The wire goes into the hole here that's got the little ceramic wheel. It comes out the blue side. And so you put one wire in this way and one wire coming back this way. There you go. One wire this way and one wire this way. And each of them will go into, this one will go on the top that's recessed and has a little pink ceramic wheel. This one will go in that way. You push it in, but you can't pull it out. It's not a shark bite fitting, but it functions in the same manner. But this will hold. One of the things that Mike suggested is when you pull the wire through and it's sticking out the other end, just bend a little J, and I'll show you that later. But once I get that done, so with Mike's help this morning, I got more done in just a few minutes than I had the previous afternoon. So, so many folks getting into regenerative ag or homesteading or farmsteading now, or like myself, they're city folk, and you don't know what you don't know. And so that's why I mentioned what I mentioned. They talk about using a 1 square foot stone, path stone. I had some 8 by 16 by 4 inch capstones. Is it overkill? Yeah. But I have them, and so it's not additional money that has to go out. So that's what I used. So now if I have to replace those capstones, they're going to be expensive, but they weren't that expensive when I bought them. So I'm going to build the yoke and then send Mike a text and go, this is what it looks like. Did I do this right? And go from there. So with that, gang, I will wish you blessings for the day, and whatever you do, just keep chasing the dream.